But the key question we asked late last week, and we started with on Monday, is the key question: where is budget 2017? Anyone has an answer? Of course, there have been a lot of conversations on social media, in particular on Twitter, where the budget could really be, and this conundrum that we're having this time around. 2016 budget went through a bit of a topsy-turvy as well, with a budget padding that seemed not to really be in the conversation this year, but a big part about who gets what and who didn't get what. So, what do we do with the fiscal appropriations new round of 2017? Budget 2016 ended on May the 4th, according to the finance minister. We're now on June the 6th. So, 32 days into a new fiscal calendar, and we're asking Glenn Prince-Abbi, who is a development economist, who is live to us from our Abuja studios, if he has an answer as to where the budget really is. Good morning, sir. Thanks for coming through on the program. That's the question.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me on. Well, as to the answer as to where the budget is, that remains quite a challenge for many people. It remains quite a challenge for Nigerians as to where indeed is the budget. But I would love to comment on this sickening a cycle, the cycle that keeps repeating itself right from 1999, from this democratic experiment till this very day. We always have this situation where we have delayed budgets being delayed, the passage of budgets being delayed, and thereby affecting practically every aspect of the economy of Nigeria. Private sector investors, private sector practitioners, are all tying their decisions, their project plans, even their own budgets, to the passage of the budget on a yearly basis. And practically from 1999 till today, you see that they are always confused as to when to come up with their own budget in terms of their own expenditure plans and all that, because at the federal government level, there is always some delay in the passage of a budget. If, for instance, for any reason, the executive are able to put the budget across to the National Assembly, you discover that the National Assembly spends an inordinate amount of time, it spends an eternity appropriating this, appropriating that, and then, so you see the process continues. And here we are in the month of June for a budget that should run the economy for 2017, and we are 6 months into the year. I feel very strongly about this. I feel that the situation our country finds itself in terms of the recession and the challenge to position ourselves as a frontline economy in the world, because we're Africa's largest economy, we're Africa's largest population and all that. I think we need to stop this, this particular problem of continuously doing the same thing over and over again. Every year, the same thing, budget delays and all that. And you see that because of that, anytime there's a presidential presentation before the joint assembly or the joint session of the National Assembly, you see that it will always come up with an apology for budget that was not fully implemented the previous year and all that. The full implementation of the budget itself is predicated as to when indeed the budget was fully passed. And and all that. So this is the problem that we're facing in this country, and I would like to explore it further. Let me allow you to absorb a bit of the thoughts I've expressed, because let me also let you know that every 3 to 5 seconds, right? Every 3 to 5 seconds, a newborn baby comes up. A baby is born into Nigeria. Now every 5 seconds or so, somebody dies. Now, these babies are born expecting their share of the budget in terms of government expenditure. And then nothing is done. And then 6 months down the line, we are still nowhere in terms of the government's plans for spending. Now, we are in a difficult situation because of the recession, and discover that government fiscal policy is meant to actually provide stimulus to spending. And that spending plan is presented, and then you wait for 6 months into the line to even commence that spending. So it's covered that the entire plan, the entire policy, the entire strategy is DOA, dead on arrival, because everything is wrong. There are bureaucratic problems that cause this.
Cut in here,
Then the worst about is actually the political problem. We need to depoliticize our approach to things. There's just too much politics in the approach to business.
You read in my mind, because my next question to you is actually on the political button. Do you think that right now, at the moment, the country faces a political problem and should get a political solution to the budget 2017 because the president is not at home? There's an acting president on the seat, and perhaps one way or the other, there are political brickbats behind the curtain as to who put his signature on the final page of this document and whose name appears on it, President Buhari or the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo?
I do not think that we have any form of a political... are you still talking? Am I talking? Hello? I do not think that we have any political crisis at hand. This budget was passed to the National Assembly way back in December. It has taken 5 full months to come to the point for accenting the budget. Now, of course, the acting president has all the powers. He's acting as president, okay? So he has all the powers to assent on the budget. But I'm troubled. I'm worried about why it should take this length of time for the budget to come to this point. For a budget that was presented way back December to go through this process. It is that politics of it. It's that politics that delayed it that worries me. So I am not worried about the temporary challenge of President Buhari's ill health. There's a structure in place, government is running, the acting president is functioning, so I don't see that as a political challenge. So that's why I say we should depoliticize the process of budget making. Policy making, budget appropriation and all that is too unstable. So investors, local, foreign, cannot predicate plans on it. There are uncertainties attached to it. If, for instance, you cannot predict when the budget of the Federal Republic of Nigeria can ever get running in this country. From 1999 till now, 2017, nobody, no intelligent foreign investor or a local business player can accurately predict. Now, that unpredictability is a deterrent to investment. It's a deterrent to economic growth, because you need predictable tools to plan. So now, fundamentally, the budget enables you to plan. And everything about the budget has to do with, the fiscal stimulus, the fiscal policy arrangements that the executive has put in place for that year. And if 6 months into the year, that process has not started, which means that we are waiting for another apology next year for a presidential presentation of budget to say, well, 2017 budget couldn't be implemented because of this and all that. How long should Nigeria continue on this path? This is frustrating. This is not the 21st century practice. I think we should just stop that. That's what I propose.
There are 3 aspects.
That's what I feel very strongly about.